Give him a grade, Democratic strategist Chuck Rocha and contributor to The Hill, Kristin Tate. Thank you both for joining us. Was a long night, but exciting, right?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Chuck, I'll start with you first. We want to show everyone at home, in case you didn't see it, what he had to say about the military. Here's one part of that.
I am sending Congress a budget that rebuilds the military. We must provide the men and women of the United States military with the tools they need to prevent war.
So what do you think, Chuck? Give him a grade on the military portion of his speech.
Well, military is kind of like hitting softballs. I mean, every American, Democrat, Independent, Republican, when you talk about making your military, it's kind of like when you say, let's make America great again. Who don't want to do that? I give him a solid grade of a B. He didn't go into great detail. And I think that people within his own party will be like, yeah, that's great. And we do have a great military. And let's support our soldiers. But how are we going to pay for that? I think that's the only reason he doesn't get an A, because it's going to be interesting to see what the deficit hawks have to say.
And some of them were out yesterday prior to the speech. Kristin, what did you think?
No, I thought it was fantastic. I give him an A on this. You know, Obama gutted the military with the Budget Control Act of 2011. This law implemented major cuts to our military training. Just earlier this month, the Joint Chiefs of Staff warned Congress that our lack of readiness within the military is a major national security threat. So, you know, we've got to revamp our military. He also talked about treating our veterans better, which is something that I think people on both sides of the aisle can also agree on.
Yeah, in terms of funding the military, though, Senator John McCain, amongst others, saying that he's not going far enough and the increase is not as great as it should be. Listen to what he had to say about immigration.
Protecting our workers also means reforming our system of legal immigration. We've defended the borders of other nations while leaving our own borders wide open for anyone to cross and for drugs to pour in at a now unprecedented rate.
Chuck, your grade.
No, I give him a C on this because all he talked about was really the security, which is very important, and I give him credit for talking about that. He stayed to his core value about the wall. I was waiting to hear about the wall. He didn't actually utter those words like he did in his campaign. And then yesterday you saw the leaks, we all saw the leaks about him having a way to be more comprehensive about how we talk about immigration. So there's 11 million undocumented people in the country. I would like to have heard what we're going to do about the people that are already here and fixing the system and challenging Congress, but that's why I give him a middle-of-the-road grade.
Kristin, what did you think?
I give him an A++++ on this. He won this election because of immigration. He said during his speech last night that we should prioritize productive immigrants. This is common sense. Of course we want to prioritize immigrants who contribute to our society instead of those who drain from our society, especially because we have such a bloated welfare system in place. As Milton Friedman said, you can have an open border or a welfare state. You cannot have both.
Some of the opinions online after his speech last night, Rand Paul, amongst others, agreed with that, said that's definitely a smart move. Healthcare, this is what he had to say.
Mandating every American to buy government-approved health insurance was never the right solution for our country. The way to make health insurance available to everyone is to lower the cost of health insurance. Reforms that expand choice, increase access, lower costs.
Chuck?
You know, that entire speech last night was frustrating for Democrats to watch because a lot of what he was talking about sounded like a Democrat actually talking about it. Health care was one example. He talks about repeal and replace. The town hall meetings that are going on across the country right now, you see people are worried about losing their health care. I think they're going to fix Obamacare, and if they do that, Democrats are going to have to figure out how to react to it.
And Kristin, the thing is, he talks specifically about both sides working together in order to achieve it.
Right, but of course, as he was talking about Obamacare, the Democrats in the audience sat there and put their thumbs down to the President of the United States. Talked about expanding health care and making it more affordable and flexible to millions of Americans. I just couldn't believe that reaction from the Democrats. But of course, we need to repeal and replace Obamacare immediately. I would have liked Trump to get into a little bit more specifics there, but he did mention, you know, allowing competition across state lines, which is good, and allowing people to use tax credits to pay for their insurance. So we did see some solutions there.
Yeah, and those Democrats, some reports said they ran out of there as quickly as they could after it was over. Chuck, Kristin, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here.